Changing world. When I was a young man, I wanted to change the world. I found it was difficult to change the world, so I tried to change my nation. When I found that I couldn't change the nation, I began to focus on my town. I couldn't change the town, and as an older man, I tried to change my family. Now, as an old man, I realized the only thing I can change is myself. And suddenly I realized that if long ago I had changed myself, I could have made an impact on my family. My family and I could have made an impact on our town. Their impact could have changed the nation, and I could indeed have changed the world. Edward de Bono. Changing world, meaning change the circumstances around you. First stanza. When I was a young man, I wanted to change the world. I found it was difficult to change the world, so I tried to change my nation. When the speaker was very young, he wanted to change the world. He wanted to bring difference in the world. However, it was difficult, it was tough to change the world, so he attempted or he tried to change his nation instead. जब कवि सानो थियो, ऊ संसारलाई बदल्न चाहन्थ्यो. संसारमा केही परिवर्तन ल्याउन चाहन्थ्यो. तर संसारमा परिवर्तन ल्याउन एकदमै गाह्रो कुरा थियो. उले संसारलाई परिवर्तन गर्न सकेन. त्यही भएर उसले आफ्नो संसारको सट्टा आफ्नो राष्ट्र, आफ्नो देशलाई बदल्न कोसिस गर्यो. Second stanza. When I found that I couldn't change the nation, I began to focus on my town. I couldn't change the town, and as an older man, I tried to change my family. In the first stanza, he tried to change the world. He couldn't change the world, so he tried to change his nation. And here, he couldn't change the nation as well. He found that changing nation was also difficult. So instead of the world and nation, he tried to change his town. Again, he failed to change the town. He again could not change his town as well. And as an older man, when he grew older, he tried to change his family instead of the world, instead of the nation, instead of the town. Third and fourth stanza. Now, as an old man, I realized the only thing I can change is myself. And suddenly I realized that if long ago I had changed myself, I could have made an impact on my family. My family and I could have made an impact on our town. Their impact could have changed the nation. And I could indeed have changed the world. The poet is saying that when I became an old man, when the speaker became old man, he realized, he knew that, he got to know that the only thing he can change is himself. Then suddenly he realized that if long ago he had changed himself, he could have influenced his family to change, and his family could have influenced their town to change, and the people of his town could have changed the nation, and his nation indeed actually have changed, and the people of his nation actually have changed the world. कविले भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ कि जब म बुढो मान्छे भए मैले महसुस गरेँ कि संसारमा परिवर्तन गर्न सकिने एकमात्र कुरा आफूले आफूलाई परिवर्तन गर्नु हो, यानी कि सेल्फ ट्रान्सफर्मेसन। र मैले फेरि सडनली महसुस गरेँ कि यदि मैले पहिले नै आफूले आफैलाई चेन्ज गरेको भए मैले मेरो फ्यामिलीलाई चेन्ज गर्नका लागि इन्फ्लुएन्स गर्न सक्थेँ र मेरो फ्यामिलीले मेरो सहरलाई चेन्ज गर्नका लागि इन्फ्लुएन्स गर्न सक्थ्यो र मेरो सहरको मानिसहरूले मेरो देशको मानिसहरूलाई परिवर्तन गर्नको लागि, बदल्नको लागि इन्फ्लुएन्स गर्थ्यो र मेरो देशको मानिसहरूले चाहिँ संसारको मानिसहरूलाई चेन्ज गर्नको लागि चाहिँ इन्फ्लुएन्स गरेर एक्चुअली इन्डिड वास्तवमा हामीले चाहिँ संसारलाई नै बदल्न सक्थ्यौँ। The first stanza is the initial ambition of the poet. So first stanza चाहिँ के हो त? कविको सुरुको एम्बिसन, लक्ष्य थियो, उद्देश्य थियो, जुन चाहिँ उसको संसारलाई बदल्ने थियो। Second stanza is the shifting focus of his ambition. Second stanza ले चाहिँ के भन्दैछ? पोएटको शिफ्टिङ फोकसलाई देखाउँदैछ। सुरुमा संसारलाई बदल्न चाहन्थ्यो, संसारलाई बदल्न नसकेपछि नेसन पनि बदल्न नसकेपछि टाउन पनि बदल्न नसकेपछि फ्यामिली। सो दिस इज शिफ्टिङ फोकस वेयर ही बिकेम फ्रस्ट्रेटेड एन्ड ही वाज चेन्जिङ हिज एम्बिसन। सेकेन्ड लास्ट एन्ड लास्ट स्ट्यान्जा। So this is the turning point of the poet, turning point of the speaker, where he realized that the only thing that we can change is ourselves. So यो चाहिँ उसको के हो त टर्निङ पोइन्ट, जहाँ चाहिँ उसले के रियलाइज गर्यो कि हामी न संसारलाई बदल्न सक्छौँ, न हामीहरूको देशलाई, न हामीहरूको फ्यामिलीलाई हामीले चेन्ज गर्ने हो भने त हामीले आफूलाई चेन्ज गर्ने। र फेरि उसले सडनली के रियलाइज गर्यो, ओहो यदि मैले आफूलाई चेन्ज गरेको भए चाहिँ मैले त इन्डिड मेरो फ्यामिलीलाई चेन्ज गर्नको लागि इन्स्पायर गर्थेँ होला र मेरो फ्यामिलीहरू चेन्ज भइसकेपछि फ्यामिलीले चाहिँ मेरो टाउनको मान्छेहरूलाई चेन्ज गर्न इन्स्पायर गर्थ्यो होला र टाउनको मान्छेले देशको मान्छेलाई र देशको मान्छेले संसारलाई नै चेन्ज गर्नको लागि इन्फ्लुएन्स गर्थ्यो होला र हामीले चाहिँ हामीहरूको वर्ल्डलाई एक्चुअली चेन्ज गरेको हुन्थ्यौँ होला भन्दैछ। सो वाट इज द कोर पोइन्ट? यो पोएमले दिन खोजेको मेन मेसेज चाहिँ के हो त? Change starts with ourselves. Significant change starts with individual transformation and personal responsibility. Change कहाँबाट स्टार्ट हुन्छ? आफूबाट स्टार्ट हुन्छ। हामीले संसारमा ठुलो परिवर्तन ल्याउन छ भने आफूले आफूलाई बदल्न पर्यो र हाम्रो आफ्नो रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटीलाई फुलफिल गर्न पर्यो। So this is the core meaning of the poem. Changing World. The poem tells the story of a man's journey of self-discovery and realization, where he realized that change starts within. Change begins from ourselves, and changing ourselves or going through personal transformation or personal growth, we can have an impact to our nation, to our town, to our family, and ultimately and finally and ultimately we can change the world. So changing world, यसले चाहिँ के को स्टोरी भन्दैछ? पोएटको सेल्फ डिस्कभरी जर्नीको स्टोरी बताउँछ, जहाँ चाहिँ पोइटले यानी कि कविले के रियलाइज गर्छ कि चेन्ज चेन आफूबाटै सुरु हुन्छ। यदि हामीले सेल्फ डिस्कभरी गर्न सक्यौं भने, हामीले पर्सनल ग्रोथ गर्न सक्यौं भने, पर्सनल ट्रान्सफर्मेसन गर्न सक्यौं भने, हामी हाम्रो फ्यामिली, हाम्रो सहर र देश गर्दै हाम्रो संसारलाई नै बदल्न सक्छौं। Task A. Learn these words from the poem and complete the sentences using them. Change. Let me provide you synonyms for these words. Change, alter, switch. Suddenly, immediately, without realizing, out of blue. Realize, it means to notice, to see, to know. Focus, it means to pay attention, to concentrate, to pay attention, to concentrate. Impacts, effects or influences. Indeed, in fact, in reality. Indeed, in fact, in reality, in truth. A. Great people always realize their mistake. People who are great, they always realize, they always notice their mistake. The meal was very delicious. Indeed. Actually or in reality, the meal was very delicious. So answer is indeed. Excessive use of electronic devices has negative impacts. It means negative effects. So answer is impacts. Has negative impacts on our mental health. Thank you for your offer, but I cannot change my mind. Thank you for your offer, but I cannot change my mind. It means I cannot alter my mind. I cannot switch my mind. I cannot change what is in my mind. E. Our exam is approaching. Our exam is approaching, but I cannot focus on my studies. Focus, it means I cannot concentrate on my study. I cannot pay attention on my studies. Task B. Answer these questions. A. Why do you think the poet wants to change himself? I think the poet wants to change himself because he wants to change the nation, influencing his family, town, and country. B. Why does the poet feel sorry in the poem? The poet feels sorry as he could not change the world, his nation, his town, and his family. So यहाँ why भयो भने हामी युजली के लेख्छौं, because लेख्छौं. अब यो because को साटा हामीले as लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ, त्यही भएर मैले यहाँ as युज गरे है. as भन्नुको because नै हो. as को मिनिङ पनि because नै हो. So as he or because he could not change. C. What does the poet realize when he grew old? When the poet grew old, he realized that the only thing he can truly change is himself. D. If the poet had changed himself, what could have happened? If the poet had changed himself, If the poet had changed himself, he could have changed the world by influencing his family, town, and country. So instead of this answer, you can write, if the poet had changed himself, he could have changed the world. यहाँसम्म लेख्दा पनि हुन्छ है. Is changing the world easy or tough? Give your opinions. Change begins with you, said Mohandas Gandhi. In my opinion, if one changes oneself and goes through personal transformation, fulfills personal responsibility, and influences others, then changing the world can be easy. If not, then it can be tough. Dear students, you can write the answers in your own word as well. These are the sample answers only. Task C. How can we change ourselves and the society? Discuss. Answer: we can change ourselves by focusing on our personal growth and personal transformation, which will bring positive changes in us. And we can change the society by changing ourselves, having an impact in our family, town, and society.